Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see.
This is James Mathers at NAB 2019 for the Digital Cinema Society and Studio Daily. I'm here with my old friend Alan Ipakchian at the Litepanels booth, and he's going to tell us about some new lights.
Thanks. Yeah, 2019 we introduced the new Gemini 1x1, which is an expansion on the Gemini family of products, which allows us to not only have great color in the daylight and tungsten, similar to what we're doing with the Astra family, but we go really bold with the full color wheel, you know, the reds, blues, and we also have the ability to do effects. So the 2x1 was introduced about 2 years ago. This year we're introducing the 1x1, smaller form factor, easier to transport and battery powered.
But it has all those effects and everything built in, all the smarts.
Yeah, absolutely. So all the users of the Gemini 2x1 that appreciate how easy it is to use and the great color of it can enjoy that in the 1x1 form factor.
And any improvements or updates to the old reliable?
Yeah, so we're constantly doing firmware updates. One thing I should mention with the 1x1, which will be available with the 2x1 with the firmware update, is now we're going from 2700 to 10,000 Kelvin when the Gemini 2x1 was 2700 to 6000. So that improvement will come in the firmware update. We'll have more gels and other features, but just
Very saturated blue.
absolutely. So we have really took the opportunity to take a look at the 1x1, what people love with the Astra and what they like about the Gemini, and join those two together. The simplicity of the menu, as I mentioned, the presets is what people love. We added this really cool battery plate function. So some of our Astra users were kind of frustrated from having to switch from a DTAP cable to an AC cable when they want to go battery powered. So instead of having two cables and having to fuss with that and maybe keep track of it, now we have a battery plate that mounts directly to the yoke as well. You basically, what you do is you plug in the AC into the battery plate, and you put your battery plate into the light, and the light is just working in either direction. So if you lose AC power and it cuts off, then battery will kick in. It's
Good backup.
and there won't be any delay. It'll just continue working. The light knows it's getting power and it's happy, and it's giving you the output.
It's terrific. What are some of the other adjustments?
So one thing that we noticed when we're working on diffusing the light, we have a softbox on there. You limit your tilt function. So what we've done here, if you kind of take a look, there's a screw here, and there's placements on the unit itself, so you can adjust the height of it, so you can increase your tilt range. You could also take off the power supply and mount it directly on the light to do that as well. And another thing that we are excited about is that you can change the diffusion. So the Gemini 2x1 has a fixed diffusion on there. You can pop this off, and hopefully we're not going to blast out the camera here, but I'll just kind of show you in that regard that you can pop it out. It comes with a medium diffusion. There'll be a light and a heavy, and also an intensifier available.
Terrific. I'm excited to play with one of these.
Yeah, it's like I mentioned, we at its core with the daylight and tungsten LEDs in there, it's like an Astra, but with the the trend and the need to light with these bold colors and creativity with the effects, we've incorporated that, and now Gemini has become a family, and we're excited about it, and our customers have had a lot of feedback into it, and we're happy to have it.
And what's the technology? RGBWW?
RGBWW, red, green, and blue, warm white for the tungsten, white for the daylight. And what's unique about the Gemini 1x1 is that we have separate LEDs for red, green, and blue. So when you're doing the deep saturated colors, it's actually as bright as the 2x1, while the 2x1 has a cluster of red, green, and blue. So so we're getting really deep, rich colors that are really intense.
But when you want pure white, you can mix them together and get what you need.
Absolutely. So it's something that I think people appreciate. They want really good skin tones. So like what we've done is stay true to our roots, and for lighting talent, having those full spectrum LEDs in there.
And what's over here? The Astra?
Yeah, the Astra is the workhorse, and you find it in any rental house, and it's been around for about 4 years now, and it's become a workhorse. It's not as intelligent as the Gemini family, but it's a perfect production light for when you want to pop in some fill or something like that, or run it on battery. You see it on a variety of applications, sports broadcast to film and TV. So Astra's here to stay, and people love it and continue to use it when they need a simple light. It's a perfect something to travel with, and we're excited to continue with that range. And we have kits that allow for 2 and 3 light kits with the Astra. Our Astra carrying case, that's soft material, can actually fit our Geminis as well, the 1x1s.
Well, thank you very much, Alan.
Always great seeing you guys.